Hello, I'm Regina McCann-Hess, President of Forge Wealth Management, and welcome to our Women in Wealth series. Today, we're going to talk about charitable giving. In the United States, charitable giving is at an all-time high and continues to be an important part of community engagement. While many individuals are giving more to charity, they may be giving in a suboptimal way. So let's talk about ways that you can be philanthropic and how the best to approach it. So we're going to be asking you a lot of questions, and these questions are going to be just kind of thought-provoking for you so that you can develop an effective giving strategy. All right, so there's several steps we're going to go through here. I think there's about 4 steps in the process. So we're going to explore your philanthropic efforts and also try to help you create a charitable giving plan that you can work with yourself, your family, include your financial advisor so they can help make sure the money gets to where it needs to be. And also maybe set up separate accounts. There's all different ways that you can do this. So the step 1 would be to identify your giving landscape. So how do you decide how much to give each year? What inspires fluctuations from year to year? Do you typically itemize your deductions for tax purposes, or do you use the standard deduction? What do you currently donate? In other words, is it cash? Is it property? Is it investments? And also, how do you donate? Do you donate directly? Do you use the donor advised funds? So those questions are the first place to start, and that's identifying your giving landscape. Next, we're going to go to step 2, considering your giving goals. How important is the charitable giving to you and your family? How are you encouraging and are supporting philanthropy in the next generation? So in other words, are you talking about it with your kids? Are you guys having family conversations about, hey, here is our pot of money that we want to give away? You know, what is important to us as a family? What is important to us as individuals so that you can make it a family event? And are there any social causes that are particularly important to your family or you yourself? What inspires you to give? How do you see this evolving in the coming years? Again, all these questions you can ask yourself, ask your family members to help you with step 2, which is considering your giving goals. Now, step 3, we talk about reviewing your existing gifting strategy. How do you decide what charities to support? Do you prefer big organizations or small? How active would you consider yourself to be in charities you donate to? How have your children been involved in your charitable giving efforts or decisions? Now, also, how do you feel after making those donations? Do you feel satisfied, or are there any frustrations with the giving process? Do you donate throughout the year, or do you wait till the end of the year or a specific time of year to donate? We're having this video at the end of the year because we do find that a lot of people are, between Christmas, Thanksgiving and Christmas, are thinking about their charities a little bit more. Also, how do you determine the frequency of your gifts? Is it something that you do more frequently or less frequently? Are you aware of the different charitable vehicles to use for charitable gifting? And also, have you set a charitable giving budget annually? If you haven't, maybe that's something you also want to include in this step. And also maybe look at over the next 3 years or the next 5 years, is your goal to increase the amount that you give each year? And that way you can actually include it in your annual budget. Step 4 is to create a worksheet to identify organizations that you would consider. So basically, it doesn't have to be a fancy spreadsheet. I do like my spreadsheets, but you can even just do it on a piece of paper. And you're going to just have a couple columns there. The first column is going to be values alignment. Bullet out how this charity aligns with your own values and your family's values. The next column is going to be background. Consider what inspires you to consider this organization. Then the next column is going to be specific cause. You want to categorize your organization, such as like religion, education, human services, foundations, arts, cultural, environment, animals, health. So those are specific causes that you would want to put in that column. And then the next column is going to be charitable organization. You want to identify each organization you're going to support and are also interested in supporting. So there you have your columns that you're going to kind of go across. You're going to have all those questions that I put in through the video here or the podcast. However, you're receiving this information, a lot of questions that you can ask yourself to help you create this plan and think about your charitable giving, or even take your charitable giving to the next level. I know I attended an event recently that a friend of mine invited me to, and I had no idea all the things that this organization was doing. And I am very grateful that I was able to attend, and they are now going to be included in my charitable gifting next year as well. So those are the things that, if you're invited to an event, don't be just like, oh no, they're going to ask me for a check. A lot of times, yes, they do want your check, they need your check, but they're also going to talk about all the good things that they're doing, talk about their organizations. And that's how you find if it is a match. Does it match up with your values or your background? Going to sometimes those events that you can just see a little bit more about the organization. So I'm going to say that your call to action today is, to ask yourselves the questions about, you're identifying your landscape, you're considering your giving goals, you're reviewing your existing strategy, and then basically mapping out how you want to go forward. And with that, thank you so much for listening. Again, I'm Regina McCann-Hess, president of Forge Wealth Management. I can be found on forgewealth.com, Facebook and YouTube at Forge Wealth, Instagram at Forge Wealth Management, and LinkedIn, still Regina McCann-Hess. Thank you so much.